Hello everyone, welcome back to the YouTube channel. First of all, I just want to say thank you so much. We recently just hit 1,000 subscribers and I'm so thankful, overwhelmed, and grateful for you guys. I've been getting a lot of really good feedback and comments that I love reading and a lot of messages, so thank you, thank you, thank you. For today's video, it was really highly requested that I do a how to pass your real estate exam video, and so that's what I'm here to do for you guys today. So you've already taken your course, you're studying for the exam. How do you do that? And how do you pass on your first try, most importantly? My very first tip is to schedule the exam ahead of time and try to schedule it a month after you pass the course. So don't take too long, don't take too long of a break. Right after you finish the course, start studying for the exam when the information is fresh in your mind. Because if you wait, trust me, it's not gonna be good. You're gonna forget the information and then you're gonna pretty much have to start all over, and we don't want that. So as soon as you finish the course, start studying for the exam. Once you have the date of the exam, schedule your study sessions based off of that. The next tip is going to be to focus on what you need to know, or try not to study all of the material. That's a mistake that I did when I was studying. I literally studied the textbooks and all the material, and I wasn't being efficient and I wasn't actually learning and understanding the information. How are you gonna do that? So in the state of Florida, we have an outline syllabus for the exam. This was really, important in my studying. So what I did, I took this and I made my own and I organized it by the largest chapter to the smallest one. Obviously I'm going to want to focus on these ones more than the 1% chapters or the 2% chapters, so this really helped me organize that. It's going to help you also break down your study schedule, which sections are you going to do which day. Something that you might find helpful is doing flashcards for the the vocabulary, terms that you need to know, dates, and all that stuff. I just got this from Target. I ended up not using these as much as I could have. Oh, I have no idea what that is anymore. Exclusive listing. So yeah, just do flashcards. If this is something that would work for you, go ahead. Anything that works for your studying style and how you learn best, go for it. This was the biggest game changer for me. After I finished the course and I started studying on my own, I wasn't understanding anything. I took practice exams and I was not doing so good. And when I tried explaining a topic to my dad, for example, I wasn't doing good. I decided to invest in a weekend prep class that my school has, Tampa School of Real Estate. I'll have a link below. It seriously changed everything. That was a 2-day live stream. The professor explained the topics in detail, not in detail, but briefly with graphics and visuals, which I'm a visual person, so that really helped me out. And then we would just with this workbook, we would go along with him and he would talk and then we would just fill in the blanks in this workbook. So if you don't have access to a weekend prep class, don't worry. You can do your own workbooks. I'm gonna share it with you guys a little bit of what's in here. Like I said, organize your topics by chapter percentage. Start a document on Google Docs, Word, whatever you want to use. Or you can do it in handwriting, but that's gonna be a lot of work. Start with the title, obviously the percentage that's on the exam. Then do these bullet points are literally from here, from the sub bullet points. So you have the title and then you have different topics. This is what's coming on the exam. They're literally telling you this is what's coming on the exam, this is what you need to know. If you're comfortable with 90 or 75% of what's in here, then you're gonna be fine. So I would highly suggest looking into this and focusing on what's on here. When you're creating your study guide, start with the topic up here, so brokerages, offices, and then do bullet points. Don't go crazy, don't do big sentences, don't do big paragraphs. Literally break it down into super simple bullet points of the main idea. You don't need to know everything, you need to understand how to apply that in not in a conversation, but on the test. Because the test is literally application based. It's not gonna be okay, what's escrow? It's gonna be escrow is all of these except for, or it gets really confusing. Just make sure that you're not trying to copy and paste paragraphs here. Really break it down into something that you will understand. My other tip is gonna be to add charts and visuals like this one. I did acronyms as well, so like mail. You can also do like mind maps. Things like that was so helpful to me. The professor going over them and explaining them, you know, kind of really got them into my memory or whatever. And I studied this, and this is literally what came on the exam. Obviously, all the supplemental information that I studied also helped me, but this workbook along with the live stream was what actually helped me to understand everything. If you're interested in the live stream that I purchased and the workbook and all the materials, I will have a link to this down below. Okay, so now that you have your study guide, you have all of your flashcards and your materials, you obviously need to reinforce and keep studying every day, a little bit every day at least. I know not everyone has the opportunity to take do studying full time, but if whenever you have time and you are available, make sure that you're studying and reinforcing all this information. Most importantly, practicing what you're learning. So taking practice exams. There's a lot of great resources out there, and I'll mention at the end more in depth about these, but practice exams is gonna be a great way for you to like actually measure what you're learning and what you need to work on. But not just like take the exams and like see what you got wrong and keep going. Like actually go back to the questions that you got wrong, see why you got them wrong, and make sure that you understand why it's wrong so that next time you don't make the same mistake. Now that you've finished studying, it's time for you to take the exam. I was so nervous that day. I was reading this book and inside and out, watching the course, the live stream yet again, like on the computer. It was crazy. When I got to the testing center, I sat down. It was time for me to start the exam. Here's what you need to do. Once you have an opportunity to write down on the scrap paper, literally brain dump everything that's on your head that you think you're gonna forget, formulas, acronyms. I wrote down like a mind map that I knew I was gonna forget because it was too much. Like all of that, like literally just like put it there and forget about it and start the exam. When you are starting the exam, skip the first 5 questions. You're already so nervous, they're gonna trick you, they're gonna throw you off. Skip them, the first 5 questions, and answer number 6. What I did is I skipped the first 5 questions, round 1. I went through the entire test and answered all the easy questions. I literally skip, easy question, got it, go through the entire exam and answer all the easy questions first. For me, I hate math, so I left obviously all the math questions for the end. I wrote down a lot of formulas in the beginning because I knew I was gonna forget them. So that's a tip for you guys. Now another math tip is to use the same calculator that you used for studying the course, that you used for studying for the exam on the test, because that's gonna have muscle memory and it's gonna help you on the exam, believe it or not. After you skipped all the first 5 questions, you skipped through the easy questions, go back on the exam, answer the second round, which is gonna be like medium questions, and then go back at the end, the 3rd round, and answer the first 5 questions. Do that, check again, review everything, looks good, and then at the end and very end, I left all the math questions for the end. I know that a lot of people are like, oh, what if I don't know a question? There's a okay, I got it here. There's a no penalty system, so just answer all the questions because you might as well. It's gonna help you either way. So my next tip is going to be to read the question really carefully. Understand what they're asking for. Like if this says all of the above except, or all of the above, or which of these don't, or which of these do, or like exactly. So you need to read really carefully and understand what they're asking. If you don't understand, just answer it anyways. In Florida, there's a no penalty system for like the questions, so you might as well just answer them, all of them, and maybe you can get one of them right or guess. But that would be like my last strategy. Like if you're really not sure, just usually the longest answer is the correct one, but try not to guess too much. At the end of the exam, I marked the ones that I wasn't sure of, and I made sure that it was less than 25 questions. So it's a 100 question exam, 75 I have to get right, 25 wrong. So I just, just to kind of have an idea of, where I'm at. My very last tip is going to be have the right mindset. Be positive that you've done everything you can. to pass these exams. You've done everything you can to prepare for the exam. You feel confident, you feel prepared, you're positive. Eat before, go to the bathroom before, review before, just be prepared for it and you're gonna be just fine. I do want to mention a couple resources that I used for studying for the exam. Number one is going to be Tampa School of Real Estate. That's the real estate school that I went to here in Tampa. I did their online course. I also purchased their audio review and their weekend live prep class. They have so many great resources, so I'll have a link to them down in the description box below. If you are not in the Tampa area and you want to obviously start your career in real estate or check out a real estate school, I highly recommend Real Estate Express. I will have a link to them down in the description box as well. They are nationwide and they have great resources as well that you can purchase to study for the exam. And also Prep Agent, it's going to be another resource that I used when studying. I used their flashcards, the practice exams, the workbook that they have for like a study guide that's already made and ready for you. It's really thick. What I did is that I had this in a binder and I would just like flip through it sometimes, like if I had a question about a term or anything. So this is a great resource for you as well, and I have a link to them in the description box as well. My other resources was my textbooks from the school that I used for studying. So I used this one, the Florida Real Estate Principles, Practice, and Law, and this is the real estate exam manual that I got from my school. This one's really good because it's really summarized and it had flashcards in the back that I ripped out and I cut, and it has like tips for taking the exam at the beginning, and everything is just really summarized, and it has a lot of sample exam questions in the back, formulas. This is a great like summarized version for studying. This is like the actual textbook with like a lot of information. I used a combination of these two to study as well. I also used Quizlet for studying my flashcards. I did both like handwritten. I tried both styles, handwritten and on the computers. So if you're doing online, I would highly recommend Quizlet for using like making flashcards. So I'll have their information down in the description box as well. Alright guys, that's gonna be it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. I truly hope that this video was helpful to you. I wish you the best of luck on your exam. Make sure to subscribe and turn on the notifications so that you never miss another video. I'm going to be doing a lot more videos about real estate and also studying for the exam because I have so much that I want to share with you all. So make sure that you subscribe and turn on your notifications. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and don't forget to follow me around on social media. I do a lot more tips, like more real-time tips, and show you guys around my daily life as a realtor. And also I am doing a quick announcement here. I'm going to be launching a new real estate podcast in 2021. I would love to hear your feedback on that and see what kind of content you would love to listen to. So please leave me a comment below on what kind of topics you would like to listen to for the podcast. And until next time, I will talk to you guys on the next video. Bye!